Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into Mets Get It On. Mets go 5-1 on the homestand back at Citi Field. They have a sweep of the Blue Jays, and then they take care of business, winning 2 out of 3 from the Marlins. We are now 8-4 on the season. Things look very good. Very comfortable with how things are playing out. Always tough to have an off day after a loss, but this team is in great position. The pitching has looked great. I have full and complete faith that the offense is going to break out in this upcoming series against the A's. So it's a good time to be a Mets fan. Guys, shameless plug, please go follow me, go like, support, comment on my Spotify, on my YouTube, wherever you can help me out. I want to grow this thing and build this thing, so let's do this together, guys. Let's dive right into the action. Game 1. Kodai Senga is on the mound facing the Marlins again. This man got out of some early jams, ended up going 5 innings pitched with 0 earned runs and 4 strikeouts. Not his sharpest, but he's continuing to show that as the weather warms up, as he's more comfortable with his command, he is going to be a very, very solid number 2 or potential ace for this team. So what happens? How do we score some runs? How does this game go? Juan Soto rips an RBI double in the 3rd inning. It was freezing this whole series was a little bit too cold to be playing baseball, in my opinion, but Soto with a deep drive that could be gone on a nice warm summer night to give us the lead. Tyrone Taylor comes up after that, hits an RBI single to center in the 8th inning to score Jose Siri. We get 4 scoreless innings from our beautiful bullpen. Started off with a scoreless 6th inning from Danny Young. Jose Butto comes in for 2 scoreless innings. He's been really sharp in that long relief role. And then Ryan Stanek comes in, gets his first save of the year. He's hitting 99 miles an hour with his fastball. This guy looks awesome to start off the season with those flowing locks. And the Mets take Game 1 with a 2-0 win. Game 2, our guy Clay Holmes is on the mound. He's struggling with his command early on. He gives up a 2-run single to Liam Hicks in the 1st inning, and things are off to a rough start. His command's not there. He looks pretty shaky, but he definitely made an adjustment after that. Ended up striking out 10 batters. I think this is the best that he's looked all year, and an incredibly, incredibly promising start from him. He had some bad luck in the 6th inning. After a walk and an Otto Lopez double, he gets yanked from the game. Huascar Brazoban comes in, gives up a home run. So his line is a lot worse than what he pitched, in my opinion. He's tagged for 4 earned runs in 5 1/3 innings pitched. But this is the best Clay Holmes that I've seen yet. Very promising. Don't look at the stat line like that. Look at the 10 strikeouts. I am really confident he's going to settle into form as maybe our 3-man, but he looks very, very solid, and I'm very confident that, as he has more experience as a starter, he's going to settle in and he's going to thrive. Now, on the offensive end, in Game 2, the Mets bats were hot. Francisco Lindor in the bottom of the 1st rips an absolutely deep tank job to right field. Massive, massive home run. To do that in this type of cold weather is incredibly promising. And the way that he's been playing the last couple series, it looks like he's back to that form that we want. And really, really good to have him as a guy who sets the tempo for this offense. Looks like Mr. Frankie is back, which is a beautiful, beautiful sign for the rest of the season. In the 3rd inning, Pete Alonso stays hot. Man, this guy's been sizzling all year. Rips an RBI double. And then in the 5th inning, Brandon Nimmo hits an RBI double. Starling Marte hits an RBI single. Mets take a 6-2 lead. And in the 6th inning, I thought this one was pretty wild. Juan Soto is intentionally walked to load the bases for Pete Alonso. And Pete says, yeah, I'm going to take that one a little bit personally. He rips an absolute sizzling, deep RBI double to center to score 3 runs. Mets bats are hot. things look beautiful. Mets take the second game 10-5. We're not going to dive in too much on game 3. It wasn't great, but Tyler McGill gave up 2 unearned runs in the 5th inning after a Brett Baty throwing error. I want to support you, Brett, but it's been tough. It's been a tough start to the year for you. Edwin Diaz in the 9th inning gives up 3 earned runs. His velocity was way down, and he really hasn't looked like himself in his past few outings. He's gotten out of trouble, but this time it finally stung him. He gave up those 3 earned runs, and the Mets end up losing game 3, 5-0. But overall, no negativity here. We take 2 out of 3. We did our job, and we're moving on to the second ever Yeah, baby. And who's worthy of our yeah, baby for this series? It's my guy, Max Kranick. So the team bullpen ERA right now is at a 1.7, second best in baseball. And my guy, Max Kranick, right now is 1-0 with 9 scoreless innings. They've been bringing him in with tons of ducks on the pond, tons of traffic. And what does he do? He continues to get out of jams. This guy's stuff looks nasty. I'm really, really excited about him. I think him and Reed Garrett both have the potential to be strong setup men in this bullpen. And with the way Ryan Stanek is throwing as well, this bullpen is the strength of this team. And really, really excited about what Kranick has done out of the gate. Look, if you guys are fantasy guys, scoop this guy up while you can because he's only going to be in more and more high leverage situations. Our second, yeah, baby, goes to Pete Alonso. Now, Vlad Guerrero Jr. this week got locked into a 14-year, $500 million contract, leaving Pete again as a top option in the first base market. Is now the time to extend this man. We're seeing what he can do. Juan Soto is going to be here. We're going to have Lindor and Soto getting on base a ton. And I think Pete is going to be an absolute RBI machine. I don't see that going anywhere in the near future. So I would take this opportunity to lock him up on something like, a 5-year, $125 million contract, something like that. We've been toying with this guy. This had to have been a pain in the butt for him this past offseason, sitting, waiting, wishing for that money. I think we lock this guy up mid-season and just take that stress off and make him feel even more comfortable. He's batting .333 on the year so far with 3 homers and 15 RBIs for the 5th highest total in the league. Some of these guys have played more games than he has. I trust that this is going to be a monster season for him. Coming in, I would have been excited if he had 100 RBIs. I'm now thinking 120, 125, something like that. He's a monster. Big Meat Pete, the polar bear. Really, really excited to see him looking like himself, and the fans are embracing him, and it's been beautiful. The third, yeah, baby, goes to the Marlins outfield defense, man. I didn't expect to say that coming into the series, but Derek Hill in Game 2 made a full extension diving catch on the warning track. Definitely the play of the year so far. Da-da-da, da-da-da. This guy made an unbelievable catch. And then in Game 3, Dane Myers in the 9th with 2 outs makes it insane full extension catch to end the game. Smacks into the wall. I'm shocked this guy didn't break his nose, but these guys are leaving it all out there. So the Marlins defense is getting that yeah, baby, for me. Hate to dwell on the negative side of things, but we got to get into our behave segment of guys who really need to step things up and change the way things are going. Edwin Diaz needs to behave. His velocity was way down on Wednesday. He came in, gave up 3 runs in the 9th. I know it's not a save situation. I know it's cold weather, but I really want him to sharpen up a little bit. He was hitting batters a bunch in that Blue Jays series. I really want him to settle down because we have so many arms, and to have him as a successful closer this year would be massive. So we're going to need you, Edwin. So behave. The other man, and he's getting a back-to-back behave, baby, Brett Baty. I'm sorry to rip on you, man. It's gotten to a point now where I almost feel bad for you. But he went 1 for 6 in this series with 3 strikeouts, had a critical throwing error that cost us a couple runs. He's now 3 for 27 on the year with 11 strikeouts, batting 111. This next road trip against the A's and the Twins, this might be his last chance to stick on the roster. It's getting to a point where he's sort of unrosterable. So, Brett, behave, man. We all want to see you thrive, and you're going to need to shift things and just get your confidence back, because I know your hard hit ball rate is great. We really need you to turn things around, man. We're all rooting for you, but for now, I got to say, behave. What is our upcoming series? The Mets are going to be facing off against the A's. Don't know whether to call them the Oakland A's, the Sacramento A's. They're currently playing their ball games in Sutter Health Park in Sacramento. Balls are flying out of this park. They've got a very strong offense led by Brent Rooker. Jacob Wilson is leading the league in hits right now. Lawrence Butler in right field. Check out his swag. It's pretty drippy. And ex-Yankee Miguel Andujar is in left field playing some very good ball, batting around 290. They also have a very filthy bullpen led by Mason Miller, who throws 100-mile-an-hour gas. So don't think of these as last year or the year before type of Oakland A's. They got a pretty solid offense. They've got a great bullpen, and it's not going to be a walk in the park. But I'm really excited to see this Mets offense get into some warm weather, and hopefully the sticks can get going. As far as a preview of this upcoming series, we got Griffin Canning on the bump, 0-1 with a 2.79 ERA. Been a pleasant surprise so far. He's facing off against J.P. Sears, who's 1-1 with a 3.46. Sears is very solid, so that's going to be a coin flip of a game. Game 2, the A's have not announced a starter yet, but we got our guy DP, David Peterson, the big lefty. Hopefully he can get his command back. He had 5 walks in his last start, over 4 2/3 innings. I got this guy leading the National League in wins, so usually the offense comes out to play when this guy's pitching, and I feel very good about that one, especially when it's a TBD starter. Who knows what they're throwing at the wall against us in that game too, so that's one that we definitely need to take advantage of and win. And Game 3, man, this is awesome as a matchup. We've got our Ghost Fork slinging king, Kodai Senga, going up against a man that we truly, truly love from last year in Luis Severino. Sevy is 0-2 with a 4.74 ERA. Can't fully blame him in that ballpark the way things are going right now. I love you, Sevy, but we're going to have to get right against you. Good time for us to get hot. We've got really disciplined bats. I think we can draw a lot of walks on this guy. And, I don't want to torch him. I love this guy, but this is one we got to take advantage of. Really excited to see what Kodai Senga can do in this warm weather. He's got to settle in. And, he's got that 4.65 ERA in the first inning, and then he kind of makes batters look stupid after that. So, big opportunity for him to be comfortable, to thrive. As always, the goal here is for us to take 2 out of 3 games. I think a sweep is a tall order against these A's. They're not last year's A's. They're a very, very formidable opponent. So, we're going to have to bring it against these guys and not take it lightly. Fridays at 10 p.m. start, and then we got afternoon games after that. Really, really pumped up for this series, and to see if Juan Soto can really fully get going and Lindor can keep it up and the back end of our lineup can start to pick things up, because they've been dragging us a little bit. Now, on the news front, when we talk about the back end of that lineup that hasn't been producing, we are getting some good news as Francisco Alvarez. If you can see the jersey, I got the City Connect Alvarez on. That's my boy El Troll, coming back from that hamate injury. He is back playing some rehab games in Port St. Lucie. He went 1 for 3 with a single last night, caught 5 innings, and it'll be huge to get him back and to have that power potential. And Jeff McNeil is on the mend as well. He's set to begin his rehab assignment this weekend. Both of these guys should be back by the end of April. That takes a guy like Brett Baty, sorry to keep shitting on you, buddy, and Luis Angel Acuna out of the lineup. It gets a guy like Hayden Sanger, bless his heart, love him, worked at Whole Foods in the offseason. He has been a great backup catcher to call up. He's done a great job, but having Alvarez and McNeil back should do massive things. Just make our lineup a whole lot more deep, a lot less easy outs. So we're really excited to see this lineup at its full strength with Alvarez and McNeil back. Guys, let's take 2 out of 3 from the A's. Let's keep it up. I know some people are a little bit down in the dumps after, one loss to the Marlins and then the off day. We're 8-4. We're doing great. The offense is only going to get better. The bullpen is dominant, and our starters have been very solid all year. So, really big opportunity to come into Oakland and Minnesota. Stay hot. Keep winning series. Put the pedal to the metal. Please, guys, go subscribe where you can. I need all the help I can get, and it's just been an absolute blast covering the Mets with you guys all year. Really thrilled for the way things have started and the momentum that we're picking up. And the only thing I can say as I sign off, as always, is Mets, get it on!